Pas de problème. Je dis à nous gain avec nous Emiliano Caballero qui va le faire, qui va parler nous de comment lui-même lui approcher production musicale là. C'est un très grand ingénieur et puis monsieur c'est un cofondateur de une compagnie plugins qui est Leapwing Audio. Bah connaît si y en a nous là qui habitué à utiliser plugins Leapwing yo. Et sinon, nous avons toujours à le checker. C'est Leapwing Audio, Leapwing, Audio, Audio. J'espère que nous allons passer un très bon moment ensemble. Pas négliger, poser des questions si nous gagnons. Et tout le monde, m'espère expérience ça après-midi. So, hi Emiliano.
Hello. I thought I didn't know that you spoke French. That's cool.
No, I was talking in Creole.
For me, it sounded a bit French. That's fun.
Yes, that's a little bit similar. We got some similar words in
Right.
French and Creole.
That's cool. Well, thank you for having me. I'm Emiliano Caballero. I'm a producer, songwriter, and mix engineer, as well co-founder of the plugin company Leapwing Audio. And in this, I think it was gonna be like around 50-minute talk. I'm gonna show you a bit of my way of producing and using plugins and how to get your ideas, or at least my ideas, into basically a final song. This is gonna be interactive, so if they have questions, please let me know, and I try to answer them as many as I can. And yeah, I think that's basically the scope of today's talk. Let me know if anyone has any questions, or I say there is no yeah, I think we are recording the video. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I start sharing my screen. Just sharing Pro Tools. There we go. You see Pro Tools?
Yes, we got Pro Tools.
Okay. Maybe you want to translate this to them, that this this session,
yes,
it's a finished mixed session of a song that I wrote and produced of mine, and I'll show them from the demo to how I went, and I basically arrived to the final song, and how I produced the separate beats and with which tools and so on.
OK. Projet ça que Libral partage avec nous, c'est un projet que lui-même lui réalisé, que lui écrit et que le produit de commencement jusqu'à la fin. Libral partage avec nous qui Jean lui-même était réalisé projet ça, qui Jean était fait beat là et qui outils que l'était utilisé.
Okay, as you can see, just maybe to tell them in the comments, this what I'm gonna play is demo, and this is rough mix. I think you see it here, right?
Okay.
And then here's the master. So I'm just gonna play one first demo, then the first rough mix before mixing it, and then the master, and then we can dissect and walk through how that happened. Maybe you can translate.
OK. En premier lieu, il va jouer pour nous démo musique là. Après ça, il va jouer un mix que il fait de travail là. Et puis, en dernier lieu, il va jouer version qui masterisée.
Perfect. All right. So first I'm gonna play the demo that it's around 1 minute 14 when we wrote the sketch, the main core of the song, which was one verse and one chorus. It's not a finished demo because this is just in the moment. I wrote it with my friend Jermaine Fleur. We wrote it here at my place, at my home in Los Angeles, and we just put the iPhone down and I wrote, and we recorded as we were playing and singing it. So it's not a demo per se, it's just a voice note of the recording. You can tell them that.
OK. Ça, si nous regardons nos démo, il n'est pas trop long, c'est juste environ 1 minute parce que c'est un travail qui a été fait pendant que l'idée une idée et c'est un bagage qui a été enregistré sous téléphone pendant la Cali Los Angeles.
Okay, I'm gonna play it. If it's too loud, let me know, okay?
Yeah. I got no sound.
And now?
Yes.
Can't get enough of you. And then I eat some more. Can't help myself when I'm here. No matter what I do, make me feel like a fool. Powerless when I'm with you. What you done to me to mess up my mind? And don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you put this spell on me. I'm talking about you. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. I'm talking about you. There's no fighting the voodoo that you bring. I'm talking about you. I'm crashing into you.
All right. So that was the first version when we wrote the song. If that makes sense, maybe you can tell them that.
OK, ça nous saute là, ça c'est première version et leur t'avais écrit musique là.
Okay. I actually now I hear your voice in my left speaker. It's kind of funny.
You got my voice in your left speaker?
Yeah, I don't know why. But I mean, my headphones are okay, but I don't know if something changed. Anyway, now I'm gonna play the entire song, but that was before mixing and before final touches of production.
OK, Konya il va jouer toute musique là en entier, mais ça c'est avant mixage final là, c'est avant produit fini musique là.
Here we go.
Can't get enough of you, no. You turn up the heat some more. Can't help myself when I'm with you. But no matter what I do, no, you make me feel like a fool. I'm powerless when I'm with you. What you done to me to mess up my mind? And don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you've put a spell on me. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. I'm talking about you. There's no fighting the voodoo that you bring. I'm crashing into
you. Maybe it's a good question to ask them. I have to restart Pro Tools because the sample rate it's pitched up, and that's always Zoom is always messing with that, so I have to restart. So right now maybe it's a good time to ask them if they understand what they are hearing as of. Do they realize that from a really bad demo from an iPhone they can get to a somehow finished song? That I hope that transition it's doable for them. I don't know how you can analyze it.
So, est-ce que tout le monde a suivi vraiment sa capacité? Donc, question, monsieur Gain, pour nous, c'est est-ce que nous vraiment comprendre le processus là, qui sorti de une version démo que l'y enregistré avec téléphone et dans la chambre la Kali, qui baille une version que nous sortons de là, une version côté que l'y a plusieurs bagages que l'y ajouté sous l'y en production et mettre une production complète sur musique là. Est-ce que tout le monde comprend changement? Est-ce que tout le monde comprend évolution? Et dans même partie ça tout, est-ce que nous avons une question par rapport avec étape ça?
Are they talking? Or?
Si quelqu'un qui pose une question, pas quoi que le microphone est activé, peut-être l'étape mieux si vous utilisez le chat là. OK. Pas de question sur étape nous sommes là sur différents formats de musique là que nous sommes là, pas de question. OK. OK, pas un problème. So Amy, there is no question for now.
Okay,
I think we can continue. But I think they realize that the big change between the demo and the rough mix.
They do see it. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not it's not myself singing. It's my friend Jermaine Fleur. I'm actually happy to, if you want this man. That's the name of my friend who's the singer of the track. And so just to explain them, from having the iPhone demo to the final production, it took about like 2 months of work, and after that, it took me like maybe 2-3 days to put everything together and mix it, and now I'm gonna play basically the final master of the song.
OK. Donc, monsieur dit nous que c'est pas lui-même qui t'a chanté tout à l'heure, c'est 11 amis qui t'a chanté, mais c'est lui-même qui écrit et qui produit musique là. Qu'on y a libéral jouer et version finale musique là pour nous.
Can't get enough of you, no. You turn up the heat some more. Can't hear myself when I'm with you. But no matter what I do, no, you make me feel like a fool. I'm powerless when I'm with you. What you done to me to mess up my mind, and don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking about you.
Well, we still have the same problem with the sample rate, but we'll have to move on. As you can see now, the track, it has way more punch and it's way more clear than before.
OK, si nous constaté dans la version que nous sommes là, musique là, il gagne plus punch et puis les sons est plus clair et c'est une version qui pique lento.
And I'm gonna start opening the tracks on how the production basically was created and how we built the track.
OK, qu'on y a libéral ouvert chaque track yo et puis il va montrer nous qui genre processus là t'es.
Okay, we start with the kick drum.
On a commencé avec batterie.
This is the pre-chorus. So this is the real drums. Pre-chorus, kick and snare.
So can you share your screen again?
I'm not sharing. Okay, apologies. Share screen. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't sharing the screen. So we start with an intro. The intro, it's basically just vocals. Those vocals are just basically Let me find them in the session. Mhm. Those vocals are just the background vocals with the pitch and the format changed, and it's just this. This. That is the same as this.
I'm talking about you.
Sorry. This part. Is this? But with an effect. I just copy the part over for an intro.
Ok. Donc, monsieur Sot montre nous qui j'ai intro musique là lui-même les fait. Et basiquement, intro c'est juste et background vocal que li mettait et qui ça li fait là dedans li pitch voix ça et puis li changer format voix ça qui fait li sonner j'en entendais le sonner et li dit nous tout que même voix qui gagne dans intro li gagne dans l'autre partie de la musique là qui c'est l'autre partie que je montre nous mais la différence c'est que dans intro am quoi gagne un pitch down et dans l'autre version dans l'autre partie que li montre nous pas gagne pitch down ça.
Okay, we move on, and after the song starts, we have the 808 drums. With the bass. It's very interesting that besides the bass and the drums, there is this percussion to give it ambience to the track. That's a car. That is me walking outside my home. Maybe you can explain that to them.
Ok. Donc, tout de suite après intro, il y a un drum kit 808 que l'utilisé avec basse. Et en plus de 808 avec basse là, il y a quelques autres percussions que l'y mettait qui baille musique la plus vie. Et tout ça, c'est des productions que l'y fait la Kali.
There are steps, me walking.
Donc ça non, nous sautons de là, c'est pas, c'est pied que l'a marché en dans chambre la Kali que l'y a enregistré.
Now I'm gonna play you the first verse with the drums and the vocals.
Thinking enough for you now. You turn up the heat some more. Can't hear myself when I'm with you. But no matter what I do, no, you make me feel like a fool. I'm powerless when I'm with you. What you done to me to mess up my mind? And don't you dare give me those eyes.
As you can see in the second part, in the pre-chorus, the real drums start. Just listen how it changes just the 808 in verse 2 to the real drums and the 808 in pre-chorus. Hear the red.
Dans le deuxième pré-chorus là, et vrai kit batterie c'est là qu'il commence à jouer. Là fait nous entendre qui différence qui gagne entre et premier partie batterie qui c'est 808 on kit 808 avec l'autre partie qui c'est un réel qui c'est un son real drums et puis n'attend des différences n'attend des qui j'en changement au fait.
No matter what I do, no, you make me feel like.
Now. I hope they hear that. As well, something as a production tip, the bass at the beginning, it's just playing the same riff as the guitar. I'll play you the bass and the guitars. But in the chorus, the bass plays a melody. Try to hear it. This is the verse. And the bass is just playing the riff as a guitar. Maybe you can translate it.
Dans premier verse là, basse là joué presque même genre avec guitare.
Very clear. And I'm gonna play you now the chorus, how the guitars just basically play the big chords, but the bass is playing a melody, so it keeps the song moving.
Dans chorus là, gon changement. Basse là va jouer même genre que nous s'entendait tout à l'heure que Jean tape jouer dans verse qui c'est même genre guitare, mais il joue en façon différente qui fait que qui a ajouté une sorte de mouvement dans la musique là.
Ask them if they differentiate and hear the guitars and the bass, or they want me to play first the bass and then the guitar, please. Thank you.
Monsieur Tarame connaît est-ce que dans partie que les sautes jouer, est-ce que nous Tarame li jouer guitare à part et puis basse là à part pour nous, ou bien est-ce que nous arriver faire différence le guitare à jouer ensemble avec basse là? Ok, yo ta aimé pour jouer et basse là, après ça pour jouer guitare pour yo. So donc they asked me to play the bass and then you play the guitar after.
First bass. The chorus. The melody. So that's the bass. Now the guitars. Okay. Do they hear the difference?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, now maybe this is something important to translate. Then in the solo and the outro of the song, I steal that bass melody and I play it with the guitar. So in the outro and in the bridge, the guitars play the same melody as the bass in order to keep the song interesting and every time changing.
Ok. Donc, dans bridge là avec outro et puis dans solo à tout, monsieur prend même mélodie ça que li mettait dans partie ça en façon pour toujours sentir changement qui gagne dans musique là pour kembe pour en façon qui pour kembe moun yo intéressé à fin entendre de musique là parce que le gain changement ou toujours intéressé à attendre qui ça pral venir après que son seul bagage qui était cap jouer tout le temps.
Okay, I'm gonna play in the post-chorus, which is the guitar solo. I'm gonna play just the rhythmic guitars, and you can see that the melody is the same as the bass in the chorus before. I'm actually now gonna play part of the chorus and then the post-chorus to see how the guitars change in production. You can tell them that.
Il va jouer une partie dans chorus là et puis il va jouer une partie après chorus là qui va le faire nous entendre qui genre guitare et changer.
Now. And now I'm going to play the entire song in that section.
I'm crashing into you.
Okay, I hope they see the point I try to come across, which is you have to keep things interesting all along the song, and one way to do it is copy the arrangement and melodies from some instruments to the next, because I stole the melody of the bass and I put it in the guitars in just a part of the song, but the bass in that section is playing the same thing. So it's unison with the guitars.
OK. Monsieur Dino, c'est vraiment important que nous kembe musique là intéressant. Et une façon qui pour kembe qui pour aider kembe musique là intéressant alors production que nous va faire intéressant, c'est changement au mouvement yo. Ça veut dire nous ka copier une partie qui était devant, à le mettre derrière, mais faut que nous toujours gain petit changement qui fait là-dedans.
Sorry. I see a question. Are these arrangements from Mr. Emiliano or from other instrumentalists? These all this, it's me playing. I play all the instruments except the bass. Except the drums, sorry.
OK, donc monsieur dit nous dans production ça c'est les mêmes qui jouent tout instrument sauf batterie que lui va jouer.
So basically I arranged and wrote and produced everything.
OK. So monsieur écrit et il produit musique là complètement. There is a question. Is this live recording or virtual instrument?
Which instrument?
I think it's about all the productions.
Okay, it's a mix. The guitars, the electric guitars are universal audio virtual amplifiers. You can tell them that.
OK. Guitare, c'est une guitare que lui prend de Universal Audio.
Drums, it's 808, and these live drums are Superior Drummer. These drums are Superior Drummer 3. I'm going to play them.
So is this a wheel drum or a sample virtual, of wheel drum for virtual?
Yeah, it's a library that's called Superior Drummer 3. And then the strings are virtual instruments as well. I'm going to play you some of the strings, and the brass are virtual instruments too, and I'll play them for you.
OK. String yo avec brass yo, c'est instrument virtuel que mais guitare, c'est un guitare électrique que lui-même lui joue et lui mettait effet sous lui et effet c'est effet que lui prend dans Universal Audio.
These are the strings and the brass. Then the acoustic guitars are real. I recorded them and I played them, and these are the acoustic guitars.
Et guitare acoustique, yo, c'est enregistrement live que yo, et c'est lui-même qui enregistre yo, qui joue. Yo.
And the percussion, it's real. It's all playing with the shakers and stuff like this.
Et percussion, yo même c'est live recording que yo.
There's some feedback with someone. This is real. So yeah. Is that question answered?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Nous qui instrument qui réel, alors qui c'est live recording que lui enregistré et que lui-même lui joué, et nous qui instrument qui virtuel. Donc production c'est une production mix qui a à la fois instrument qui enregistré live et instrument qui enregistré de manière virtuelle. There is another question about the electric guitar.
Yes.
Did you use one single distortion effect for all the song, or did you change in some parts in the song?
I changed for there's a lot of guitars. Let me show you. There's these guitars, these guitars, these guitars, and these guitars. So there are like 8 guitars. I use a different sound for each track.
Okay.
I can show you as well in this console. I think I have somewhere. Ask them if they have universal audio interfaces. I can share with them my guitar sounds if they want to. Tell them that.
Ok, monsieur utilise 8 guitares dans la production et il utilise un son différent pour chaque guitare. Ça. Monsieur Taame connaît, est-ce que vous avez qui utilise Universal Audio, comme ça il t'a partager son guitare par lui avec nous?
Perfect.
They don't use Universal Audio.
Okay, no worries. Anyway, yes, different sounds for each track of guitar. Yes, different amplifiers and different pedals, virtual but different.
Okay, so the fact is you can still share them with me, and I can after that give them an explanation about that.
Okay, that's cool. I'll send it to you via email.
Okay.
Is there any other question?
Not for now. We can go ahead.
Okay. So right now I explained drums, mostly the big part of the song. One thing that I find important is to lift the energy of the song in the last choruses. And I'll show you how I did it in this song. Maybe you can translate that.
Yon bagay que li trouve qui est important, c'est pour augmenter l'énergie musique là dans dernier partie musique là. Et li va montrer nous qui jan li même li fait ça.
One way to do it is to add layers of production, especially in the vocals, and add moments with instruments. For example, with the drums and the guitars, I'll show you what I added in the outro. Okay, so I'm gonna play you the instrumental without the extra production for the outro.
Ok. Donc, une façon qui peut aller faire ça, c'est ajouter quelques layers dans voix dans la dernière partie musique là, ensemble avec instrument yo. Là, il va jouer pour nous instrumental là, et puis après, la jouer. Reste yo.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna play you the chorus and the outro. The outro is where the song lifts, goes high. Tell them that.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, I'm gonna play the third chorus, this section, and then the outro. And in the outro is where I add some production, but I'll first mute it so they hear everything the same, and then I add elements.
Ok, libéral jouer dernier chorus là pour nous. Après ça, la jouer outro et na outro la jouer partie côté qui li ajouter l'autre section dans la production.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I'll play you the extra guitars that I added in the outro so you understand what it's being added to.
Qu'on y a libéral jouer et guitare que li ajouté dans outro parce que guitare ça que li ajouté à li pas dans l'autre partie de la musique là.
So this is before the outro.
Ça c'est avant outro.
And now more guitars come in. And now more guitars. Do they hear it?
Yeah, m'espérer nous tout le temps et ajustement qui gagne yo. M'espérer nous temps des guitares qui gagne en plus yo.
Yes?
Someone says that sounds amazing.
Thanks. Now, another situation that I said before. Remember how I copy the melody of the bass to the guitars? You can translate them that.
I lost you for some seconds.
I'm sorry. That just ask them if they remember what I told them about stealing melodies from other instruments, that before I stole the bass melody and put it on the guitars, because I'm going to show them something similar.
Est-ce que nous rappelons qui Jean le lit dit nous prend mélodie dans l'autre instrument, même Jean te prend mélodie dans basse là pour te faire guitare la jouer parce que libre montrer nous l'autre partie comme ça konya là.
Remember that melody of the intro. Do, 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 do. I'm going to play it now. This is the intro. Okay, just remember the melody. Tell them that. Remember that. Remember that melody.
Juste qu'un bien en tête nous mélodie li saute fait entendre dans voix yo là.
1 second. The session is really big, so I need to navigate the session. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, I'm going to play a part and let me know if that melody is familiar.
got it. Est-ce que nous entendons des mélodies, mélodie dernier point de guitare faire? Yeah, they got it.
Okay. So that's another example of how this is the first time in the song that the it's being played on an electric guitar, and it's the only time and it's the last bar of the song. Tell them that.
Okay. Ça c'est uniquement côté mélodie ça a joué avec électrique guitare. C'est seulement partie ça et c'est exactement dans la fin musique là que électrique guitare jouer mélodie ça.
Okay, I see. Does I have a name? There is something in classical music that a lot of composers used, and I love Stravinsky, Bach, especially Baroque with Bach, Baroque era of Bach, that they created motif, and that motif basically was played throughout the piece for different instruments. You can tell them that.
OK, il y a un bagage dans musique classique que y aurait les motifs qui ont été conjurés pour une série de instruments spécifiques.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Perfect. The classical, I'll maybe paste this link in the chat. The classical or theoretical term for that, it's called ostinato.
Terme classique ou bien terme théorique pour ça, lire les ostinato et il à peine partager un link avec nous dans le chat là. Nous ka save li et puis nous ka regarder plus sur li après.
I will recommend them if they, I don't know if they are musicians or what's their level of musicianship, but I will recommend them to listen to classical composers because they knew all the tricks.
OK, monsieur dit que les pas connaît est-ce que nous tous là musiciens ou bien est-ce que gain dans nous qui pratiquer un peu musique. L'État recommande nous pour nous entendre des musiques classiques parce que dans la musique classique yo nous ka joindre un pile ti ça nous te les hints un pile tricks qui ka permettre nous produire bien.
And yeah, I'm not inventing anything new. This is hundreds of years that they've been doing this.
Mais je dis qu'il pas inventé rien de nouveau. Ça sont série de bagailles que a fait depuis plusieurs années.
But it's good to steal good ideas.
Mais il est toujours bon pour kembe et bon idée.
Okay. We have like last 15 minutes. I want to like as well if they have more questions about we didn't get to see much processing, but I think it's more important the concept of music than just a special like just individual processing. I wanted to ask them if they have any questions about their own music and or like thoughts that they have when they see this production.
OK. Nous pas arrêter en pile temps vraiment. Monsieur Tarame connaît est-ce que nous pas gain l'autre question et même si c'est une série de questions qui t'a regardé propre musique par nous, propre production par nous que nous t'a aimé poser. So there is one question, me.
Mm-hmm.
Someone would like to know if the order of the layers matter.
I don't understand. What do you mean with the order of the layers? Can you explain that? I see. I'd like to know if the order of the layer. I don't understand the question. Is the question that if I In Pro Tools, doesn't matter that I change this track order, but I don't know if that's a question. Maybe
I think it's the question.
Okay.
It's the order of the tracks.
No, I just ordered the tracks like this, like first drum, bass, percussion, acoustic guitars, just for my own organization, basically.
Yeah. So, monsieur dit que lui-même, lui juste organiser session de façon pâle. Et moi, je pense que qui ça m'a pas ajouté dans ça? N'importe session qu'on a fait, vous supposez battre pour toujours organiser la donne parce que ou pas contre qui j'en session va venir dérouler après. Si session vient dérouler et que les une très très grande session dans mon ou ka vient perdu. Donc c'est toujours battre pour être organisé. Mettez ba yo dans l'ordre et puis bon pour pas perdre dans session pour là.
Do they have more questions or anything that they want to?
So there's one question about the lead vocal.
Okay.
He want to know how do you approach the lead vocal? How do you mix or choose the effects for the lead vocal?
Okay. I'll solo the lead vocals so you can see the effects. Oh, actually hear the effects. In the last chorus.
I can't deny you put a spell on me. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. There's no fight in the voodoo that you bring. I'm crashing in.
Do you hear that delay?
I can't deny.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just
I can't deny you.
a lot of stereo delays and mono delays being changed in volume, because listen to this, how the delay goes up in volume.
What you done to me to mess up my mind. And don't you dare give me those eyes.
And then it cuts off. So my way of thinking with delays is basically another arrangement and another percussion instrument with the vocals, because it gives it velocity, rhythmic elements, and as well it gives it like a texture. So I use delays more as a arranger point of view, if that's if that's easy to translate. I don't know.
Yeah. So monsieur lui-même lui utiliser plusieurs delays, il y a stéréo delay, il y a mono delay, et lui-même lui plus utiliser delay en tant que un arrangeur dans session, parce que lui presque utiliser le temps qu'on un instrument rythmique qui ajoute un lot flavor dans production. So do you also have a lo-fi on the lead vocal?
Well, there is a lot of things in the lead vocal. There is, as you can see, the track is frozen, but there's like one EQ, one de-esser, one compressor, another compressor, one de-esser, a compressor with distortion, a distortion box, another de-esser, and another distortion. Yes, there is a lot of distortion.
Donc, en plus de reverb, delay, il fait EQ, il fait compression, et puis il utilise plusieurs distorsions sur lead vocal. What type of distortion do you use on the lead vocal?
In this case, I use a plugin called Black Box and Psy EQ from Soundtoys. Like basically it's tube distortion. With any plugins that has tube distortion, that if you go to like, I don't know, whatever plugins you have in harmonics, like, I mean, I have a lot of plugins, but in any distortion plugin, whatever you have, use it to try to get that vibe. Because in this rock style, I mean, distortion in vocals is quite the thing that works.
OK. Li utiliser un plugin qui est les black box, mais li dit que nous ka utiliser n'importe qui distorsion qui c'est distorsion à tube. Li pas connait qui plugins que nous gagnons, mais n'importe qui plugins qui gagne distorsion en sorte de simulation de distorsion à tube, nous ka utiliser. So what plugin from Leapwing Audio do you use on this project?
I use it especially in the master and the mix bus. Let me show you somewhere here. It's in the master, from what I remember. Yes. So I use a multiband parallel processor plugin we have called Dyne1. Basically this is gonna add a bit of like a solid flavor to the track because it's a multiband parallel process. I will put it off and on and you hear what it does.
Okay.
You turn up the heat some more. Can't help myself when I hear that. But no matter what I do, you make me feel like a fool. I'm powerless when I'm with you. What you done to me to mess up my mind? And don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking.
It's basically like to add a final touch to bring everything like more up front. Maybe you can tell them that.
Ça c'est un plugin, plugins de Leapwing Audio qui c'est Dyne1 qui c'est un multiband compresseur que lui-même li utilisé sur track final là, sur master track final là, et li était désactivé, les réactivé, li fait entendre qui genre track là li sonne sans lui-même et qui genre track là lui-même li sonne avec lui-même, et nous ouais que li ajouté on sorte de clarté dans la musique là.
All right. Is there any final questions?
So, what differ a producer from a studio engineer?
Basically, engineer is just in charge of the technical aspect of the music, recording, mixing, making sure that it's not distorting. The producer is kind of the director or the musical director of the project.
Donc, basiquement, un ingénieur est juste responsable partie technique dans la musique là, et producteur lui-même il gagne tout droit pour changer n'importe qui bagaille dans la musique là, et qui c'est pour son, qui c'est pour façon que musique là va jouer, qui c'est arrangement yo, tout ça gagne à travail producteur, mais un ingénieur il juste gagne pour seulement à aspect technique.
All right.
So
yeah, I think with this, I hope the time we spent it's useful. Again, they can contact me via email if they have questions. I leave my website on the chat in case they need anything.
Okay.
And yeah, like I hope this helped. I wish them a lot of success in the music and a lot of happiness with their music, because at the end is what it's all about, I think, like being happy with what one does. Thank you as well for having me and for meeting you, everyone. And yeah, maybe you can translate that.
Yeah, so monsieur a dit non merci parce que nous étions là, merci parce que nous avons participé. J'espère que nous apprenons un peu le bagage dans le petit temps que nous faisons à parler. Il souhaite nous un pile succès avec musique nous, li souhaiter nous un pile bonheur tout parce que nous fait ça parce que nous avons besoin de bonheur, c'est pas seulement succès. Donc il souhaite nous à la fois succès et bonheur. Merci parce que nous avons participé ensemble avec lui. Et là, il partage avec nous site web li, que nous allons checker sur lui et il partage email li avec nous. Sinon, si toutefois nous avons d'autres questions que nous avons poser, nous allons toujours poser des questions. Moi, avis que m'kabanou le nous a écrit, toujours fait le connaître que nous avons participé dans Atelier ça ensemble avec lui. Comme ça, n'a plus facile de joindre réponse. So thank you, Amy. That was a great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us, and you had a great session. And this is a very good track. Maybe you can send me the link. I don't know if it's on Spotify.
Yes, it's on
already,
Spotify. Yeah, it was from last
share
year.
the link with me, and
I'll put it here in the chat as well. I wanted to tell them that I just put my Instagram there because in my Instagram I always like make small videos about producing. It's in English, but I think it's very I think it's very easy to understand. So if they want to like get some more advice, they can always check it there.
Ok, li partager Instagram ni avec nous tout parce que sur Instagram ni li toujours partager une série de petits bouts de vidéos sous production. C'est vrai au fait en anglais, mais nous avons toujours joindre bagay que nous comprenons là-dedans.
And I just put the Spotify song of this production on the chat if they want to listen to it.
Ok, li partager link Spotify pour musique ça et si toutefois nous t'as envie d'entendre toute musique là, nous allons entendre sur Spotify.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Louiguens, did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, you got it.
Perfect, man. Nice to meet you, everyone. Thank you for your time. And whatever you need, just reach out and I'll try to be as helpful as I can, okay?
Okay, thank you to you too.
Take care. Have a great day.
Toujours été connecté, toujours suivre nos sur réseaux. Je vais toujours porter un pile bagay pour nous. Bonne fin d'après-midi. Take care.